Okay, so I think we were dealing with the functions and we understood what is the motive behind the functions, creating the functions, different kind of function that we can have. Okay, the functions which do some task but does not return some value, and the functions which return some value, built-in function, user-defined functions. Okay, and then we discussed how to make a default argument. Okay, then how to pass multiple argument. Okay, and we created some program with the help of that. Right now, moving ahead. Now, another thing is your multiple keyword. Can you please mute yourself? Somebody's background voice is coming. Okay, that is your multiple keyword arguments. Okay, earlier we were passing the different arguments, multiple argument. We give an option by giving the star. Now it is a multiple keyword argument. Remember how we pass the keyword argument by mentioning the parameter name and the corresponding value. The same way here. This time I want to pass multiple keyword argument, not fixed number of argument. Any number of argument I want to pass accordingly. Okay. Any number of argument I want to pass accordingly, I have to do that. Right. So how will I do that? That's the main thing. How will I do that? So I will mention this way. Remember, what is the purpose? First of all, used to enter multiple keyword arguments. Okay, used to enter multiple keyword argument, and when you will enter the multiple keyword argument, actually what is going to happen, understand everyone, the Python will pack them, okay, inside a data structure known as dictionary. Okay, it will pack inside, when you will enter the multiple keyword argument, it will pack inside into a dictionary. What is a dictionary? Let me give a brief glimpse. We will discuss dictionary very much in detail, but let me give you a brief glimpse. What is a dictionary actually? Dictionary basically consists of a key value pair. Okay, it basically consists of key value pair. Example, I'm creating a dictionary D, the variable name is D, and we create dictionary by using these curly braces. Okay, I just mentioned a curly braces here, and the curly braces I will enter my key value pairs. Okay, example, suppose I have a store. Okay, in that store I have several items available. Okay, and every item has a price, but it is difficult for me to remember the name of every product. Okay, what is the cost of that? What is the cost of that? What is the cost of that? So what we created a dictionary. I repeat once again, I do have a store. In that store I have suppose hundreds of items available, right? And it's very much difficult to remember the price of everyone. So what should I do? I should just go there and just type the name of that particular product, and immediately it should display me, okay, this is the price of that. So what you are passing inside, understand everyone, you are passing the key of that product. So how will we mention? We will mention key value pairs. Key value pairs. So suppose I have a product known as mango. So I will type mango in the square in this double quotes. Okay. Then I'll put a colon. Sorry. Yeah. I'll put a colon. And after the colon, I will pass the value. Okay. The key and value. And suppose I'm mentioning here price. The price is 25 rupees. Then comma. Second product I'm having is suppose banana. Okay, and its price is suppose 10 rupees. Third product I am having is cherry. So I just mentioned once again cherry. Okay, and cherry is what? The key. And suppose its cost is suppose 50 rupees. Okay, similarly I have another one. Suppose cherry we have let's say apple. Okay, and this apple's price is let's say 100 rupees. Okay, something like this. So what I did, I mentioned some key. What are the keys? These are the keys. The first thing that I mentioned in the double quote, that is the key. Okay. These are the corresponding values. So I mentioned key colon value, key colon value, key colon value, key colon value, and so on. So I just mentioned that, right? So if I execute this, it's done. And if I see this, this is what? This is a dictionary available this way. Now, if I want to access any element of this, actually, to access any element or to access any value of any key value pair, this is known as key value pair. This is key value, key value, key value. I have to pass the key. How? D in a square bracket. Suppose I want to know what is the price of mango. So in double quotes, I'll pass mango. Okay, the key. So if I execute this, I'll get what is the price of mango. Okay. Similarly, I want to know the product cost of anything else. Suppose cherry. So I will pass inside cherry. Execute this, I'll get the cost of cherry. Okay, so this is a dictionary. Dictionary is what? Nothing but a key value pair. So if you want to access any value of any key or any key value pair, you have to pass its key, and from the key it will return you the values. Okay, so what will happen in the case of function that we were discussing, multiple keyword argument, we will enter multiple keyword argument, but Python will make them a dictionary. Okay, Python will make them a dictionary. Example, I'm creating a function. So how do we create the function? By using the keyword def. I just mentioned def, and suppose the function name is, let's say, save underscore user. Okay, example. Okay, save underscore user. And how will I mention the keyword argument? When we were mentioning multiple argument, right? When we were mentioning multiple argument, we were putting a star, and then you put any name, the name we wanted to give. And what was happening? It was packing that inside what? A tuple. Sorry. It was packing that everything number that you were typing into a tuple. And tuple was what? Tuple was an iterable. That's why we were able to use that in the for loop. Now see what it does. If you want to use multiple keyword argument, you have to pass 2 stars. Okay, if you want to enter multiple keyword argument, you have to enter 2 stars, and then any name you want to give. Suppose I mention user, it's your choice. Earlier we used single star. For multiple argument, for multiple keyword argument, you have to mention double star, then put a colon, press enter, and let's check what this user will become. So I'll print user. Okay, so I just created a function, but just creating a function is not good. We have to call this function. So when I'm calling this function, save underscore user, I will pass my multiple keyword arguments. Okay, I'll pass my multiple keyword arguments. Suppose I pass this way, id is equal to 1. This is how we pass keyword argument, right? And suppose name is equal to John. Okay, and then I create, suppose age is equal to 23. I just pass multiple keyword arguments, right? The keyword and the value, the keyword and the value, the keyword and the value. Okay, and if I execute this, remember, so we have as an argument pass id is equal to 1, name is equal to John, and age is equal to 23. So what is going to happen? This will create a dictionary form. This will create a dictionary form in which id will become the key and 1 will become a value. Name will become a key and John will become a value. Age will become a key and 23 will become a value. So if I execute this, see everyone what it has formed? It has created a dictionary out of this. Key value, key value, key value. And once it is in a dictionary form, you can access it the way you want to access it. Okay, you can access it very much simple. Suppose same function I'm calling again, or it has been created again, but let me change this function a bit. Okay, suppose I'm saying save users. I change the name of the function save users instead of printing the user. I just use print user so that you can see what it is actually. Whatever keyword argument you will pass, it will create a dictionary out of the same. So what I can mention here, see everyone, I told you how to access the value of 1, everyone. I want to get this value 1. How will I get? Remember, I just showed you here. If I want this value 10, that value 10 means who is the key of this? What is the key? Banana, right? And what was the name of the dictionary? D. So we pass in the square bracket that corresponding key, whatever it is. 10, we want 10, then we'll pass banana. If you want cherries detail, we'll pass cherries. Okay. Similarly, what I want, suppose I want to know the name of the user. I want to know the name of the user. So what I will mention, what is the dictionary that has been created? The dictionary name is what? Whatever name you have given, that is user. So we'll mention this way. Example print. The dictionary name will be user. But what I want to get from this, what value? Suppose a name value. So I'll pass name here. Okay, let me execute this. Done. And let me call this function save underscore user. And now this time, let me pass all these values that we were passing earlier, right? Like this. I just pass inside. So what will happen? The function will pack or Python will pack everything inside a dictionary. Means one key value pair, this key value pair you will get. And now once it is in a key value pair, you know how to get the individual element. So if I want to get the individual element, how can I get? I can use the dictionary name. What is the name of the dictionary? The same name that you have given here, user. And within the square bracket, you can pass the corresponding key. Okay. So what is the key available? Key available is name. So I just pass name here. So if I execute this, I will get John. Oh, sorry, I called the wrong function. Can you observe the function name is save users? Okay, and I called save user. That's the reason. Okay, save users. Let me execute this, and what I get? John. Getting the point, everyone? How it works?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so remember what it is. Dictionaries, we will discuss dictionary in detail, but you get a basic idea what is the dictionary right now. Key value pair. Okay, and to access any value, you have to pass its corresponding key in the square bracket to access that. I hope it makes sense. I'm able to hear the voice of only one person. Others, what happened?
Explain again, sir.
Yeah, what do you want to know? Tell me. From where? From where I'll explain. Tell me. Tell me. From where?
Save user star double dash double star users.
Okay, okay. See, what we are discussing yesterday, we discussed multiple arguments, right? Suppose we want to pass multiple arguments. That what I will do? We will just pass a star here and numbers, and whatever you want to pass inside, you will pass inside, right? So what it does, it removes the limit from us. How many argument we can pass inside? Earlier, what was happening when we were creating the functions? At that time, suppose when by creating my function, I used two arguments. So I had to pass two arguments there. Okay, I cannot pass one or I cannot pass three. But suppose I want to remove that limitation, I can pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For that purpose, we use multiple argument option, right? We use multiple argument option with the help of star. And we saw that once we use this kind of thing, then whatever number we will pass inside, for example, we pass inside, they packed inside a tuple and we iterated over that tuple. That was the yesterday thing. Okay. But suppose now I want to pass multiple keyword argument. I repeat once again, I want to pass multiple keyword argument. And how we pass the keyword argument? By the word and the corresponding value. Okay. Word equals to something. Word equals to something. This is the way to pass the keyword argument. I think we discussed that yesterday only. If I go back, here, keyword arguments. See, we use that. Y is equal to 1, number is equal to 10. This is what? The keyword argument. You are start passing them. The help of keywords, you are passing your argument. Y is equal to 1, number is equal to 10. You are doing that. But again, there is a limitation, right? And while you are declaring the function, you said that how many number of keyword argument you can pass? Just two. Number is equal to 1, y is equal to 10, something like that. Only two. I want to remove that limitation, right? I want to remove that limitation means I want to give the freedom. As many number of keyword argument you want to pass it. I don't have while calling, you can pass as many number of keyword argument as much you want. Okay. Right now, if the function is defined this way, only and only how many arguments we can pass? Just two, 1 and 2. Only two argument we can pass. But if we want to remove the limitation that I can pass any number of keyword argument, what we have to go? We have to go for a multiple keyword argument. Okay. And how we define multiple keyword argument? You will mention double star. Okay, if you want to take input from the user as a input while you are calling the function, you want to take multiple keyword argument, you will put double star and any name that you want to give. Any name you want to give. Now, what will happen once this function will be called and user will be supplying the keyword arguments. Okay, when the user will be supplying keyword argument like this, ID is equal to 1, name is equal to John, age is equal to 23. What Python will do, Python will pack them inside one data structure which is known as dictionary. And dictionary is what? A key value pair. Okay, so this particular keyword that you mentioned ID, this ID will become key, and this equals to whatever you mentioned other one, that will become its corresponding value. Again, this name will become your key, and whatever value you have mentioned here will become your value. Again, this will become your key and this will become your value, right? So this will become a dictionary. Once anything is available in the dictionary, we can access this element by its key. Remember that. Okay, so if anything is available in form of a dictionary, we can access any element's value by its corresponding key. The way we did, suppose I created a dictionary here manually, where I use first item mango, the corresponding price 25, again banana, the corresponding price 10, again cherry, the corresponding price 50, again apple, corresponding price 100. Okay, so this thing is known as key. This thing is key, key, and this thing that is mentioned here is what? Value. So if I want to get any value, suppose I want to access the 50 value. So I know that what is the corresponding key of the same. So I know that the corresponding key is what? Cherry. So I will go, what is the name of the dictionary? I will mention D. In the square bracket, I will mention the corresponding key. When I will pass the corresponding key and execute the command, I will get the corresponding value. So same thing is happening here. When I define this function user, and while calling this function, the user called this function known as save underscore user, and he passed the keyword argument. ID is equal to 1, name is equal to John, age is equal to 23. There is no limitation. I can pass 2 only, suppose, right? Right now I pass 3. It's my choice because I've used multiple keyword argument, double star here. So any number of arguments I can pass. Okay, any number of keyword argument I pass to. So what will happen? It will create a dictionary having 2 elements. Okay, it will create a dictionary having 2 elements. Remember, if I execute this, see what I'm getting. A dictionary having 2 elements. If I add further, it's my choice. As many number of keyword arguments I want to add, I can add. If I add this, I will have 3 elements. What happened? Oh, sorry. Name is equal to John.
Age equals to 25.
Yeah, sorry, I passed wrong. Yeah. Equals to. Okay, let me execute this. See what I'm getting again. Oh, sorry. My mistake again. Yeah, age is equal to 23. Yeah, fine. How many arguments have there now in the, how many elements are there in dictionary now? 1, 2, and 3 element. If I want to add more, it's my choice. Suppose I add further age, suppose I pass gender equals to male. Okay, so now this dictionary will have 4 elements. So now it has removed the limitation how many keyword argument you can pass. As many number of keyword argument you want to pass, you can pass inside. Okay, and they will be available in form of dictionary. Right. So once they're available in the form of dictionary, now you can do whatever you want to do from the dictionary. Okay. For example, here I created a function save users. Okay, in which again I use the multiple keyword argument, but I know that whatever argument I will pass, that will be packed inside a dictionary, and that dictionary will be known as what? User. Whatever name you will give, that will become my user. So to access any element of that dictionary, okay, we have to use the corresponding key. So I know that, okay, whatever value I will enter, I will get the name from the same. I will get the name from the same. So I will use name from the same. Right? I will add the name from the same because they are different applications. For example, let me show you one thing. Let me come here. I created an empty list. Suppose list. I've not told you this because we are going to start it today itself. The list is, suppose the list name is X. I created an empty list right now. Okay, let me execute this. This is empty. Okay, it is nothing there. If I execute this, see, it is empty. Okay, then what I did, I again created a function here, def. Okay, and I name the mention student's name. Okay, I put star star again. Suppose the name is student. Okay, and then what I want from this to return value, whatever value it is. Suppose that value is, let's say, whatever you want to, suppose want to name. Okay, we will enter, suppose I assume that I have designed a program in which user will enter this information only. ID is equal to name is equal to John, age is equal to 20, something like that. Okay, so I want to return his name, student, square bracket, name. Okay, let me execute this. This is done. Now see what happened. I call this function like this, students underscore name. See everyone, properly please see this. Okay, and while calling this function, I pass some information like this. Okay, ID is 1, name is suppose Praveer, age is suppose 38. Okay, and as we know, this function will return some value. Okay, this will return some value. Let me execute this. You will see that it is returning me a value. What value it is returning me? What I passed here. Okay, this whatever information that in the terms of keywords I have passed. Okay, that I have passed is, it will be packed in the form of dictionary, and to access the any element of dictionary, what we will use is key. So this will be packed as a dictionary, and that dictionary key is what I want to access, name. So okay, so and that particular dictionary known as what, whatever name you have given, that is known as student. Okay, from the student dictionary, what I want to access, actually this information, that is Praveer. And how can I access this Praveer? By the help of its key. So what I mentioned here, return student name. So student is what? Student is a dictionary. From that dictionary, I want to access what? Ravi. So it is returning me some value. So I can save this value somewhere. I can save this value somewhere, suppose in a variable known as name. In a variable known as name, I saved it somewhere. Okay. Now what I did, I come here, I mention X dot append and put name here and put that name here. See, done. And let me check X this time. Earlier X was empty. Okay. Let me check what X is having. X is having what, everyone? Can you check? That name what? Praveer. But this is a function. Now second student joins your class. Okay. Second student join your class. You come again, change this information, call this function again student name. Student name is 2. Sorry, student ID is 2. Name is what? Utkarsh. His age is suppose 32. Okay. And let me execute this once again. Done. And let me execute this once again. X dot append names. Already Praveer is there. Let me do the append operation. And let me check X again. Second student is what? Utkarsh. So Praveer name is there. Utkarsh name is there, right? Similarly, I can move ahead. I can again execute. This time third student enroll in our class. I mention his name. ID is equal to 3. His name is suppose Rama. His age is suppose 27. Okay. I execute this. I did the same operation, X dot append name. I check once again X. So now my X is what? 3 names. So every time new student will join, you can create a student list out of the same. Right? Similarly, you can create one separate list for his ID, or you can create one separate list for his age. Right? Everything means whatever information you want to fetch from the dictionary, from your dictionary, you can fetch, and you can use it anywhere that you want to use. Anywhere you want to use. But remember that whenever I will mention this multiple keyword argument, it will pack inside a dictionary. Now, what you want to do with that dictionary is your choice. It's entirely your choice. For example, I created a list here. I just created a list here. In with this list, all my whenever a student will enter his information, I will get a list of students which is available. Now, everyone, tell me, is it clear what it will do?
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
sir, when we use this return statement,
Mm-hmm.
so is it possible? Can we use it multiple times, or we can use it only once when we define the function?
Return statement will be once. Okay, return statement will be once, but you can return multiple values if you want.
Okay, so how do we do that, sir?
This simple. See, one is student name, and I want to return something else as well. Suppose 1. It's my choice, right? But what will happen? It will return single value only. But remember, this will be actually packed inside a data structure. It will be because it is having multiple values now. This time it returns single value because it has been designed in a manner that it can return only a single value. But you have mentioned here what? Multiple values. So those multiple values, it will pack into one data structure. Structure is what? Collection of multiple elements together. So it will pack them inside a data structure this time. It will pack them inside a data structure this time. So if I execute this, suppose run, done. Okay. And I now suppose I call this function again. Okay. And if I suppose check this name this time, see what I'm getting? Can you see? This one is there. And as per this information, Rama is there. This is what? This is a tuple that we studied yesterday. A very brief glimpse we got, right? And it says what? It's an iterable. So you want to fetch individual element from this? It's very easy. I can now, once it is in the tuple form, I want access name 0, so I'll get Rama. I use 1, then I'll get 1. Clear? Okay. So if you pass multiple argument, it will pack inside a data structure known as tuple. From that tuple, you can fetch the elements in whatever elements are available. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So move ahead. I think it should be okay, everyone. Now this time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that should be clear. Done. And I don't need this anymore. Okay. So I told you there are endless applications that you can think of. You have to just think, okay, what can I do with this? Endless. It cannot be finished. Okay. You are right now in an industry working on a project. Next day, new project will come, which will have some different scenarios. Your basics will remain same. Basics are never going to get changed. Same logic, same basics you are going to use, same concepts you are going to use. Just you have to brain should be that much sharp. How you can apply that. That's why you see your Infosys, if you apply there, okay, they take what? A puzzle test. They give you puzzles to solve. Means how innovative or not innovative, how are your analytical skills? Okay, how logical reasoning you can solve the problems or not. That's why they check. Okay, that person is able to. Programming is very easy. Just you have to type few commands, but logic building is the main thing is the in coding. There is nothing. Honestly speaking, there is nothing in the coding. The only thing is available is your logical thinking. If you can think logical, how can you achieve the requirement? Then no problem is solved. Means if you can create a flow chart, I repeat simple. If you can of your problem statement, if you can create a flow chart, trust me, your 99% of the problem is solved. Already solved. 99% of your problem is already solved. If you are able to solve your problem with the help of algorithm only, don't write even a piece of code. Don't write the code. If you are able to formulate the logic, how can I achieve this requirement? Your 99% problem is solved. Only 1% is remaining about the writing the code. That is easier, honestly speaking. That is easy. That's why, that is the main reason every IT company, okay, hires even BTech electrical, BTech mechanical, BTech civil, BTech agriculture, every, and BTech biotech. Why? They don't study that much programming, but they get from it, okay, that person is logically sound. We will teach him programming. There is nothing in the programming. Programming can be taught to anyone. If his logic is sound, his logical thinking he's having, then he will be able to solve everything. Right? So main thing is that you should be able to solve different scenarios. Okay. So let me move ahead. Okay. And that is actually important thing that what I'm going to discuss today. That is, first of all, it's a small topic, but understand that is a scope. Okay. What do you mean by scope of a variable? Understand. Suppose what I did, let me define a function def. Okay. And let me create function, suppose greet function, same I'm calling. Okay. And anything argument, suppose I'm not taking any argument from the user for now. And there is a variable I created, message. Okay. Whose value is A. Whose value is A. See everyone. Okay. Whose value is A. So I just created a variable message whose value is A. Let me execute this. Okay. And let me call this function. Okay. I've called this function. Now let me again check what is the value of this message. See what I'm getting? No. It is saying that name message is not defined, but you see it is there. And it has been successfully executed as well. Can you observe everyone? What it is showing? Message is not defined. And why it is not defined? Because the scope of this message is local to this function only. This is known as local variable. Okay. This is what? This is nothing but your local variable. And it's a good practice to have local variable. Okay. Or the variable local to the function. Okay. The scope is limited to this function only. The scope of this variable is limited to this function only. Outside the scope of this function, nobody knows who is message. No, see, it is saying, I don't know who is message, whom you are talking about, because the scope of this variable message is limited to this greet only. But if I define a variable here, suppose message is equal to, suppose A this time, okay, which is not defined inside a function. And if I print this time the message, I'll get the value A, because this is a global variable. Okay, this is a global variable. It is available everywhere. It is available everywhere, right? Similarly, let me show you. If I define a variable once again, I'm defining message equals to, suppose, hello. Okay, then again I create a function def. Again mention greet. Okay, colon, and suppose I mention message equals to chalo. Okay, let me execute this. Okay, let me call this function. Done. Tell me if I do the print message, what I will get, everyone?
Hello.
Yes, yes, very good. Hello, because this message is local to this function only, right? This message is local to this function, so it will not recognize outside the scope. So only thing it will be recognizing is this one, message is equal to hello. So this is your global variable, right? And this is what? Your local variable. Okay, so scope is limited to this function only. So if I execute this, I'll get hello only, right? It's a local variable, but understand, we can, even when we are defining a variable inside the inside a function, we can make it global as well. We can make it global, but it is not considered as a good practice to remove the ambiguity. Okay, because that the reason is that, suppose as a team we are working, okay, a project is given to us, in which we have to solve some problem. So we divided what, okay, do one thing. Our project has 5 module. I will be working on one module. You will be working on second module. You will be working on third module, and we divided as a 5 people, 5 different modules. Okay, so I'm designing my own code of thing. You are designing your own code of thing. You are designing your own. Suppose I create my own function. You get your own function. Something like that we are doing. Okay, and we decided later on what we will do. We will integrate all them together. Okay, or we will merge all them together. So what is the possibility there? Understand, everyone? If I'm using a global variable, okay, and the problem is that in my function, I use a global variable, some name is given. Okay. In your function, also use the global variable and give the same name that I use. Then what will happen? There will be a ambiguity, which you are referring, right? So this is not a good practice. Always inside a function, better to have your, just a second, everyone. It's just a request, everyone. Please, whenever you are doubt, you can unmute yourself. Otherwise, please keep yourself muted. Okay. So what will happen? There will be strong ambiguity or confusion because same variable name I am using in my function, same variable name you are using a function, right? If they are local, so my variable name is local to my function, no problem at all. We don't know outside what it is. Okay. If it is local, if you're using inside your function as a local variable, again, no problem. Again, no problem at all because your scope is your variable scope is limited to your function. My variable scope is limited to my function, not outside. But if we make them global, then there will be conflict. Okay, so we should avoid that. But if we want to make it, we can make it. Let me show you that. How can I do? I will define the same function. Suppose diff Greek. Okay, and suppose there is a variable which I want to make a global. So I will mention the word global keyword. Okay, and the variable name that I want to create. Suppose I mention message. Okay, and after that, I can define whatever value I want to have. Message equals to, suppose earlier, what is the value of message? See everyone, hello, as a universal, right? Let me mention it. Suppose chalo this time. Okay, let me execute. Done. Let me check this function first. What I'm getting this time. Let me copy this. Okay, I will still get what? Only hello, because earlier value is hello only. Yeah, it's hello. But let me call this function this time. Okay, let me call greet. Okay, and now let me check. Print. Can you check, everyone? This time the value is available, right or wrong? We are able to get chalo. Means message. We have made our local variable now what? A global variable. But I repeat, this is not a good practice to use this global variable. Inside a function, better to keep local variables only, so that there is no conflict whatsoever. Tell me, everyone, is it okay? Clear? What do you mean by local variable in the global variable?
But sir, how do we distinguish between local and global? Is it just indentation or is there
No, no, no,
something
no,
else?
nothing about the indentation. Where you have declared that, that is a simple thing. If you have
So if
declared
I'm
inside a function,
declaring,
if you're declaring inside a function, it's a local to that
then it is
function.
local.
Yes, local to that function. Okay. If you are
Okay.
declaring outside the function, that is a global. See, this function that we declared now here, message, is not a part of what? The function, right? It's not part of function. So it is available as what? A global. So wherever I will refer message, it will give me hello only. Always hello only. But this message, where it has been declared, it has been declared inside greet. So it will be declared as what? Only, sorry, it will be treated as what? Only local
Local.
variable, local to this greet only, not outside this. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So it depends where you are declaring that. Okay, but you can, as I told you, inside a message also, inside a function also, you can make your variable global by using global message, but it is not a recommended practice. I repeat again and again, give emphasis on the same. Okay, a bad programming practice. You should not do that. Try to avoid your global variables inside the function. Okay, fine, everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so now let me move to the next thing, which is what? Our data structures. Okay, let me come here. Although we have been using few data structure quite a lot. Data structures. Okay, what is a data structure? Simple. First of all, thing. There are different ways people define them. Okay, basically, data structure is to organize. Okay, to organize different way people define it. Organize your data in such a manner, that enables us to store that enables us to store collections of data, collections of data. I'll change that later on. No issue. Collections of data, relate them, okay, relate them and perform operations on them accordingly. Okay, this is one very famous definition. Other one, which I prefer personally, if you ask me, that give you more insight what it does. Okay, means what? Organizing, see properly everyone, organizing, okay, managing, organizing, managing and storing data, organizing, managing, storing data, okay, in a proper manner. Everyone understand? Organizing, managing, and storing in data in a proper manner is the need of an hour. If you want to do proper programming, then you should know how to organize, manage, and my data in a proper manner. If your data is in that format, understand what format? Organize it is. It is in a proper managed format. Properly, you have stored that. Then what you can do? You can achieve the requirement that you want to achieve. Example. Let me give a small example. I think I've taken once this example. If you go to a bachelor's house, okay, normally a bachelor's house, so what happened? Everything is scattered here and there. Everything is scattered here and there, okay, and you want to access anything, it is very difficult to find there. But somehow, if you manage them properly, okay, you make a shelf, okay, I will take this data, place in this particular shelf. I will take this data, place in this particular shelf. I will take this data, place in this particular shelf. Then what will happen? Whenever you will require them, you will be easily able to access them. Okay, you will be easily able to access them. You can relate them. Okay, relate them where the things are available, and all these things, organizing, managing, and storing data in proper manner, can be achieved with the help of what? Your data structures. That is the important thing. I repeat once again. Okay, it allows you, okay, to store the data, okay, in a proper manner. Once it is stored in the proper manner, you can relate them the data. Okay, what is the relationship between those data? Okay, and you can perform operations according to them where it is available. Okay, for example, I stored some data somewhere, anywhere. Okay, first something I placed here. I give you some data example. Okay, the way we remember we were entering some data. Okay, and you were putting some data randomly. You were putting some data randomly, highly randomly. Okay, highly randomly you are putting some data there. You don't know where the location is. Okay, Pravi something something something, and now your boss asks me, please give me the name. Give me the name of the person who first enrolled in our class. Okay, but if you don't have a proper way of storing the data, how you are storing that? Where it has stored? Will you be easily able to access that, everyone? No. But if you know that it was stored at the first location, right? So you can access that element by using its index. Okay, it is available at the first location. I will be easily able to access them. Okay, your boss says, okay, do one thing. Whatever fees has been paid by the first and second candidate, give me the sum of them. So how will you give? If you know where the fees of the first candidate is placed, stored, where the fees of the second candidate is stored. Until you know that, okay, you will not be able to do any operation on them. You will not be able to do any operation on them. Similarly, you store somebody's percentage, okay, and your boss says, okay, tell me who is having the highest percentage student, the student who is having the highest percentage. So you cannot relate them until you know how you have stored your data properly. Okay, all these requirements you can achieve with the help of what? Your data structure, because this is the need of an hour. What? Organizing, managing, and storing data in proper manner. And this thing means organizing, managing, storing data in proper manner. It can be accomplished by what? Your data structures. Okay, data structures allows you to organize your data in such a manner that enables to store collections of the data, relate them, and perform operations on them. Okay, this thing means main purpose is this. You want to do this, okay, do something, you want to store them in a proper manner, relate them, perform some operations on them. That thing we can achieve with the help of data structures. And structures will have more than one element normally inside them. Normally they consist of more than one element, not a single element. or a primitive. For example, say not only integer or something like that. They normally store multiple data. That's why the structure is coming into the picture. Okay, that's why it is coming to the picture. Your example tables are what? Tables are structured data. Tables are what? Structured data, where you store your rows and columns in a proper manner. This is first column, this is second column, this is third column, this is fourth column. You want to do something, then you can relate them. You can work on them. It is stored in a proper manner. That is what a structure again, storing huge amount of data there. Same way the data structures are. They will store your collection of data, means you can store multiple data elements there. Okay, it have a proper structure. How will I store them? Okay, once they are stored in a proper manner, you can access them the way you want to access, right? Otherwise, it is very difficult. For example, I open Excel file. Your tables are also structured format, always structured format. Okay, suppose in this data we have something 10 number. Okay, we have 20 number, we have 30 number. Okay, and similarly here, this one column we have 50, we have 60, we have 70. Example, I'm just giving an example. This is what? Suppose this is column 1, or this is suppose then percentage in physics marks, PCM marks. This is what? Sorry, not PCM. Suppose this is physics marks. Okay, this is chemistry marks. This is math marks. Okay, and math marks are suppose 70, 25, and 65. Okay, now suppose somebody asks, okay, tell me this student 1. This is suppose the name of student is, okay. Name is A, Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C. If I ask you, example, tell me Mr. A achieved maximum marks in which subject? What will your answer, everyone? Mr. A. Which
Math.
subject is math? How do you find that? Because you relate them. Okay, math is there. Next, before this, physics is there. And before this, chemistry there, and before that, physics is there. So you compare these three, right or wrong? You are able to relate them because they are structured. Means now they are proper structured. They're stored in a proper manner. You are able to relate them. Similarly, if I ask you, tell me which student is having the maximum percentage. Can't you tell me from this structure, everyone? Tell me. Can't we get? Whose student got the maximum marks among A, B, and C, among all the considering all the totals? Can we do that in or?
C, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can do that. And how you do that? Okay, you just compared. Okay, how you do manually? You must have done 10 plus 50 plus 70, right? You did that mentally or not, everyone? 20 plus 60 plus 25, 30 plus 70 plus 65. Then you compared. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir.
Right, this is how you did. So what you did, you just analyze your data. Okay, means you are able to perform an operation. What you did, addition internally. You did what? Addition. And what is that? This is 130. You did addition here internally. And what is that? 105. You again did addition internally. Okay, and we get 165. And then we said, okay, he's having the maximum marks. That's why the Mr. Number C is there. So what you are able to do, everyone, we stored them in a structured manner. And with the help of that, we are able to achieve whatever you want. Now somebody says, okay, please give me the result of student A. So can't you give? Yes, you can copy from here and give it to him because they're structured in proper manner. Okay, because they are stored in proper manner. In 1 second, you give the result. We quickly perform an operation here, right? Quickly perform an operation here. Similarly, we quickly perform an operation here, compare which is highest. So this is happening because of what? Structured format. So if you have a structured format, your life becomes very much easy. And this is what your data structure also does. Read the definition properly. Everyone will give you everything. Data structures help us to organize your data in such a manner that enables us to store collections of data, right? Relate them and perform operations on them accordingly. Right, and basically what we are doing, organizing, managing, and storing data in a proper manner. That's the same thing, and this thing we can achieve with the help of what? Data structures. Okay, so there are actually two kinds of data structures are there. We'll focus on only one because for data science purpose that is the only required. There are two kinds of data structures. Okay, one is your built-in, and that we will study actually built-in data structures. For data science purpose, this is the only need. Okay, and second one is user-defined data structures. User-defined data structures. Okay, and in built-in comes what? What different data structure come into the built-in? Okay, list that we have been seeing so far, tuple that we have been seeing so far. Okay, dictionary that we just see so far, right? Set. These all are your built-in data structures, like, and we will use them hugely. We will use them. Okay. Similarly, user-defined data structure. If you people have heard in the C programming or in your BTech in graduation, a huge amount is there. There's a stack. Okay. There is linked list. Okay. There is queue. QUE. Yes. There is tree. There is graph. There is hash map. So these are all your user defined. Okay. For about data science purpose, you don't require them. Okay. Your data science problem will be solved by built-in data structures. Okay. But if you want to make your Python programming career, then you have to go for, if you want to become a programmer, a developer, Python developer. If you want to become a Python developer, then you may need to learn these for the Python development purpose. Okay. But for data science purpose, these are not required. Data science, machine learning thing, this will not be required. Okay. So we'll be focusing on this. So let's come here and took first one. That is your list data structure. Okay. List. What is a list? Okay. Simple. And read my work, everyone, properly. It is nothing but a sequence. It is a sequence of objects. I repeat once again. See, everyone, it's a sequence of objects of any data type or any type. That is a proper word. It's a sequence of objects of any type. Means within a list, you can have any type of object. It can be an integer. Okay. It can be object of integer class. It can be object of string class. It can be object of floating point class. It can be object of list class itself. It can be object of tuple class. It can be object of set. It can be object of dictionary. So any kind of object you can have in list. Any kind of object you can have in your list. Any kind of object that you can think of. Anything. That's why I mentioned objects of any type you can have. So I create my first list. Suppose my list is suppose letters. Or anything. Suppose, let me show you first. I created a list known as suppose L. Okay. So in that list, and how we create the list, we always create the list with the help of square brackets. Okay. You will always create the list with the help of square bracket. And within that, I pass first object of string class 1. Second object of floating point class 1.5. Third object of string class Praveer. Okay. Fourth object of list itself 1, 2, 3. Right. Fifth object of tuple class, suppose again 1, 2, 3, okay, or 1, 2, 4, whatever. Sixth tuple of dictionary class. So anything that you can think of, A colon 10, right? B colon 20, something like that, right? So it is having what? Object of different classes in one go. Object of different classes. This is your object of integer class, object of floating point class, object of string class, object of list class, object of tuple class, object of dictionary class. What is having? A sequence of objects of any type. And remember, it is a sequence. That is important term. It is a sequence, means the way I entered, the same way I can retrieve from this. Okay, the way I entered the data inside, I can retrieve the data from this. That's why it is a sequence. Your string was also a sequence. Remember, the way we entered, the same way we were able to retrieve that data. So whenever it is a sequence, you can access them the same way. Okay, so let me execute this. Done. And it's my list ready to be used. See, this is my list. Okay, and we are having multiple data here. A collection of data is here. Right, a collection of data is here, and now you can play with it the way you want. You want to relate them, you want to perform some operations on the same. Yes, you can do that. And it's a sequence. It's a sequence, means the way I entered, the same way I can retrieve them. Means what? One was entered at the first location, so we know that we can access it. But how I can access that? Simple way, the way we access our string. Same way, L square bracket, an index of first element. And index of first element in Python is what? Zero index language. So index of 1 will be what? 0. I'll get 1. If I want to access this Praveer, everyone writes a 0 index, so I can access that. Can you get 0, 1, 2? So if I pass 2 here, I'll get Praveer. I want to access this list. Okay, this is third object, right? This is third object. So index is what? 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 0, sorry, it's I think fourth object, but 0, 1, 2, 3. So what I will pass? 3. I'll get that list. I want this tuple. So I'll pass its index, that is 4th. I want this dictionary. So I can pass that, suppose 5. Right? So I can access them very, very easy. That's why I paid maximum time on the string. If you understand the string, your rest of the life is going to be very much easy. Okay, so same way we are accessing them. I'll come to that in accessing in few minutes more. Okay, but you get an idea what is the list, everyone. Is it clear what is the list?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now
Yes,
come
sir.
ahead. Okay, so any kind of data type you want to have inside, any kind of object you want to have, you can have inside your list. Okay, you can have inside your list. So suppose I want to keep only letters. So I can type letters, I can create a list of only example A, B, and C, right? Done. My list is ready of the alphabets A, B, and C letters. Done. I want to create a suppose list any numbers. Yes, numbers. I can mention numbers equals to 1, comma 2, comma 3. Anything you want to create, done. It's created numbers. Okay. Suppose you want matrix like format. Okay. Then what you can do? You can say suppose matrix. Matrix is nothing but a list of list. So we first of all mention a list, and within that list, I passed further 2 lists more. For example, I mentioned 0, comma 1 as one list, and suppose 2, comma 3 as second list. If I execute this, done, and if I see the result, this is what this, right? So it is what a matrix like format means. If I want to access this element, I have to use 2D indexing. I'll tell you within few minutes. I'll tell you how to access that. Okay, within 2 minutes you will be able to do that, right? So you can create this way as well. Similarly, suppose what is happening right now, you have one list created already, which is letters. Okay, and one list is there already, which is numbers. Now suppose there are 2 separate lists and you want to combine them. Okay, you want to combine them. 2 separate lists are there, you want to combine them in a one list. So you can directly do that. Wow, you can mention combined list equals to first, whatever you want to include at the first, means beginning characters or beginning object, whatever you want to pick that one first. Suppose I pick letters to be coming as first, then put a plus sign, and then whatever list you want to use, that is the numbers. If I execute this and check here, the letters were having only the elements A, B, and C. Numbers are having the element 1, 2, and 3. Now if I check my combined list, yeah, this one combined, yeah, execute. See, I mentioned letters first. So I have the elements letter A, B, and C first, and then the elements of numbers, that is 1, 2, and 3. So if you have multiple lists available, you can easily do append. Okay, so whatever data is appending in the second list, that can come to the first list. Okay, similarly, suppose very, very small requirements are there. Suppose what you want to generate a list of, suppose say 10 times 1. 10 times 1. I want to create something like this, that. Okay, or zeros is more practical. Those people who are working in image processing or specifically in audio processing, they may sometimes require a list with zeros only. Okay, so what I can do, I can create a simple list of having only one element, example 0. Okay, and how many times you want this list to, means the 0 to repeat inside the list. Suppose I mention here 10. Okay, and if I execute this and check my zeros, I will have 10 zeros inside my list. I will have 10 zeros inside my list. Similarly, if somebody wants 1 to be repeated 10 times, I can quickly come and get the result what I want. Okay, and very, very important, interesting thing is that suppose somebody says that, give me a list, give me a list having numbers 1 to 1000. Okay, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. Okay, so in interview, actually they do this thing. Okay, tell me, you will say, okay, create a list having numbers from 1 to 1 lakh. Intentionally they give you, and they say, okay, take your time. You can sit there and type, and plus show me how will you get, because they ask this way. It has happened with my student that what I'm sharing. They'll say, okay, actually we'll select you to one thing. I need a list of urgent, we are in need. Create a list of numbers which is having numbers from 1 to 1 lakh. Okay, take your time. You can take half an hour, 30 minutes, because it will take time, right? Intentionally they will say you, okay, give this. Those person who have not worked on the same, they'll do manually this way. You think it will get crazy this way? They'll say, okay, list, whatever name is given, 1, 2, 3. Don't you think they will get crazy this way, everyone? If they ask to write 1 lakh times, okay, and after 5 minutes, if that person is not able to achieve, they say, thank you, nobody, no issue. You are trying, at least we'll get back in touch with you. Immediately they will say with you, okay. So what logic should come to us? See, if I want to generate numbers, any number you want to generate, 1 to 1000, whatever. So you know that there is a function which can help us out in the same. There is a function which is used to generate a sequence of number. Remember what is that, everyone? We have discussed that function.
Range.
Range function, right? Very good. A range function. So if I mention a range here, okay, and I mention here, suppose I want to generate numbers 1 to 10. I'm just giving an example, okay, or 1 lakh. So you can mention here 1 lakh. Okay, I just mention here 1, 11. Okay, so it will give me the numbers 1 to 10. But right now, if I execute, I will get an object only, right? Range object. If I want to access those elements, I can use the help of your for loop or a next and iter function. Okay, but I want them as a list. So luckily, what I can do, I can use the keyword list. Okay, I can use the keyword list. Okay, and this list needs a iterable actually. Iterable, and range is a iterable. Remember, we use range function inside my for loop. Can you recall that?
Yes.
We use range inside the for loop. Means what? That is an iterable. So this list function needs what? Understand, it needs an iterable, the thing which you can iterate over. The thing which you can iterate over. So what I can do, I can use a list. Okay, and we know that range is an iterable, so I can pass my range 1, 11 here, and we can save the result anywhere. Suppose S is the result. Let me execute this and let's check my S this time. It will give me the list of numbers 1 to 1 lakh. Sorry, 1 to 10. Suppose now I say, give me the list of numbers from 1 to 1 lakh. Can you give it to me, everyone?
Yes.
How much time will you take this time? I think 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Right, everyone? Where I have to make the changes? Only this number, right? This number I have to change. What I have to mention is 1 lakh and 1. Because whatever last number will be, it will take 1 less than that. Okay, so starting number will be 1 only. The last number will become 1 lakh and 1. So it will give me the numbers from 1 to 1 lakh. I hope it makes sense, everyone. Right? Similarly, remember what I said, this list keyword needs what, or list function needs what? Your iterable. So I can pass iterable, what? Python as well, a string as well. That is a Python. String is also iterable, right or wrong, everyone? We use this inside the for loop. Remember? We use this inside the for loop. So again, it's a iterable. Again, it's a iterable. So what it will do, it will create a list. Okay, it will again create a list of having individual elements of this iterable that you have passed. Okay, individual element, the same way it was generating the numbers 1 to 10. So it give you the list 1 to 10. It is having element Python. It's an iterable, right? So for every element of this iterable, okay, it will create a list. Means we will get one list having individual p, y, t, h, n meet like this. Clear, everyone? Okay.
If I want
Yeah,
index list,
sorry.
index list. Python
Sorry.
index.
I'm not getting what you're saying, sir.
Python index list, sir. 0, 1, 2, 3. Instead of Python, P O N 0, 1, 2, 3.
No,
That
I'm
list
not. I'm not getting what you want to say. Sorry. Anybody is able to understand? Please tell me. I'm not able. Actually, his voice is coming and breaking. And yeah,
Sir,
please.
instead of Python, he said like you give string like 1, 2, 3.
String, fine, no problem. Anything doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. These are all individual elements, right? 4, 5, 6. See, this is what you were saying, sir.
No, sir.
No, that's what you were saying. Please tell me.
Sir, Python list we have got that, sir. Ask is instead of Python, I want the index of the Python, sir.
Don't worry, I'll tell you there is a function for the same. Don't worry, I'll come to that. Okay, we have a function for the same. Yeah. There is a function, enumerate function, which gives us the indexes as well. Okay, which gives us the indexes of this. It will simply, this function is not for the same purpose. This function just takes an iterable and take the individual element of the same, and it will give you what? the index. For example, let me show you this thing. If you want the index of the same, na, so there is a function actually enumerate. Let me show you that. If I mention this, normally we don't use it this way, but if I use it enumerate and I mention here an iterable, suppose any iterable we can pass over here. So let me pass Python. Normally we use this Python enumerate and spelling is wrong. Enumerate. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, and if I make a list out of this, can you see, sir? Now, as zeroth index, what we are having? P. At first index, Y. Now see, it's all packed inside a list. Okay, and this is what? These are what? Now can you guess what these are?
Yes, sir.
These are tuples. These are tuples. These are tuples, right? So once it is in this form, right, we can access them very, very easily. For example, I want to access this first index. Okay, I want to access this first index. How I like access? This is the list. I can put because it's a list. I can put a square bracket. I want to access first element. So what is the first element? First element is this tuple 0 and p. So if I put 0 here, I'll get 0 and p. But within that, I want first element again. So I will put once again what? 0. So I'll get my 0. Getting the point, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can access that the way you want to access. Yes, you can achieve that. Okay, okay, no issue. Let me come where we were dealing with. So what I was saying, actually, I forgot where we were, everyone.
Range.
Yeah. Range and this. Yeah, we discussed because we can pass any iterable here. Okay, we can pass any iterable that we can iterate over. So it will give you the list. Now this thing, accessing the elements. Of list. Okay, how can we access the element of a list? Okay, so let me take this one, the first one that we created, L. Let me copy this. Okay, let me execute this once again. Now see, any element of this you can access by its index. And what is the index? The same way, it's a zero index language, right? Python is a zero index language. So anything you want to access, you can put a square bracket and whatever is the index. Suppose I want to access this element. See everyone properly, this element. So what is the index of the same? The index of the same is what? 0, 1, 2, and 3. I'm able to achieve. Perfect. I want to access this dictionary. So yes, I can access this dictionary. Again, L. This time, what is the element? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll pass 5 here. These are simple. Directly we can pass. Now suppose I want to access this element 2. Okay. Somehow I want to access to this element. So first you should understand what should I do? I should first of all reach to this particular object. Okay. Just a second, everyone. My battery is down. Just a second. Give me a second. Yeah, sorry. So what I was saying, see, first of all, reach to this particular object. Okay. So how will I reach to this particular object, everyone? Tell me. I want to reach to access this too. So first of all, see, it is a part of this object. So how will I reach this object, everyone? Well, what should I mention in the square bracket?
2.
2. Please check the index. What is the index of this list?
3.
3, right? Very good. So I'm able to get the corresponding object. Now it's very easy. Again, this is a list. Again, this is what? A list. So again, you can want to access. Suppose I say I want to access this too. So I know that this thing is returning what? This list. So if this is a list, how can I access the second element? The same way, how we access this L3, how I access? Because we know that this L is complete list. I put a square bracket and use the index and come to 3. Similarly, we know that this is also a list. So I can put one more square bracket here. And what is the index of 2 now, everyone? 0 and 1. I'll mention here 1. I'll get my 2 that I want to achieve. Clear, everyone, how I achieved this?
Yes, sir.
right? If you can tell me, I want to achieve this 4. Please tell me, how will I achieve this? Just 4 we need to achieve.
4 lot. L of 4.
L of 4. First of all, let me do L of 4, right? This is 1, 2, and 4. And also we can, this is also a sequence, so we can access that, put a square bracket. And this is 0, 1, and 2, right?
2.
Now suppose I want to access this 20. How will I do that?
List of 5.
First of all, let me come to the list of 5. Fine. This is giving me dictionary, right? Now I want this 20. Now your 0, 1, 2 will not work, right, everyone? This is not a list. This is a dictionary. And how would we access the element of the dictionary? Remember, by using
Key.
its
Key.
key. And how do we mention the key? Again, in the square bracket, within the double quotes is key. What is the key? B, right? We want this 20. If I execute this, I'll get 20. See, everyone? I hope it makes sense. I guess you will be able to access any element of the list. The way, it doesn't matter how it is organized. Right, everyone? Clear? Last one, and then we'll call it a day. Suppose I create one more list S, in which there is an element, there is list. Within that, there is one more list, 1, 2, 3. And again, inside this, there is one more list, 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6. That is better. 4, 5, 6. Okay. That has been done. Let me come here. And again, suppose I have a list available. Within that, again, there is a list, 7, 8, 9. And suppose 10, 11, or let me 10, 12, 11, doesn't matter. Okay. Let me just verify how many brackets at the end, how many brackets at the beginning. Let me just check. Yeah, it's fine. Let me check what is S. Yes, it's fine, everyone. And see properly and tell me, how will I get this 5? Tell me, everyone.
S of 2.
0.
S of 0. Okay, let's type S of 0, because this you will entering inside, you will check where this square bracket is ending. This square bracket is actually ending here, right? After that comma is there. This is your first element. Okay, that's good. Let's access 0. Yeah, very good. So we are able to come here now.
1.
Sorry.
S of 0 and 1.
Then again square bracket. Then again 1. Very good. Now it's very easy. Now we wanted to access 5, right? Then we should mention now
1.
1. Very good. I'm able to reach, right? Now I expect everything you will be able to achieve. Tell me, everyone, will you be do the indexing properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just understand and see the data properly. Whatever data is given to you, how you reach there. Okay, and accordingly you can achieve any requirement that you want to achieve. Okay, so I'm ending for the day, everyone. See you tomorrow. Okay, if it is fine.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, there are certain packages that I'm not able to install for Python. Like I
Okay.
require them for plotting purposes.
Which one,
So
ma'am?
like Cartopy, I am not able to.
Ma'am, actually, you can do something because it happens sometime. Just search on the Stack Overflow. Okay, there is a
I
website.
tried. They said
Uh-huh.
something related to .whl file. They said, and
wheel file, okay, WHL wheel. That is a yeah, got it. You're using
yeah.
Windows now.
Yes, sir.
That's why actually sometimes this problem occurs in the Windows system. In Linux system, it gets installed in 1zip. That's why I prefer personally for research purpose the Linux system. But ma'am, actually only thing option is that I have to install that in my system only, because then only I will be able to tell them, because there are thousands of packages which are available, thousands of packages, and also I search on the Google itself.
I
Okay.
searched, but I